Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Let's switch over to the main screen. All right, it's all looking good. We are continuing on with our Twitch chat wrapper. So if we remember where we left off, Bear Duda, good morning. Right, if we had left off, we're getting the information from it, and we can see the, let's see, sending message. Right, so if I launch and I run this again, we start the main loop. Several seconds later, we send a message. So we see that message get sent out here, and when we receive a message, like for example this drop that Bear Dudod just sent, we see this coming down here, like the message and then the name of who sent that. So I'm thinking today, continue moving in this direction and maybe building out this chat message struct a little bit more with like what actually is sent for us. Let's go take a look if we can get that in bot. In our main loop, we get our message, and here's where we're like sending the incoming message. Yeah, so here's where we're sending out what this message is, and we get this PM. So we can actually go to chat message here. Here's the new chat message. We can debug this, a reference to raw message. So the main reason for that is it will allow me to sort of see what I'm missing. So let's do another quick test here. Okay, so we've got badge info. I don't know if badge info is super helpful. It lets me see what the badges are that we have. So like, okay, I have badge info is subscriber 38. Okay, because I have 38 months since I've been a subscriber to my own channel. I guess what that means is that's how many months it's been that I've been a associate. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so then here's the badges that we have. Broadcaster 1, subscriber /0, whatever that means, and then Prime Gaming Premium. Okay, because I've linked a Twitch account, I guess. Oh right, they changed it from Twitch Prime to Prime Gaming. Ooh, interesting. Oh, 10 is just true or false. So I'm not a subscriber? That doesn't make sense. Cause like they gave me the badge for it. Wait, let's see yours. Okay, so Bear Duda is a subscriber 0, VIP 1, and a GLHF pledge 1. So we can see that these here, VIP, you're a 1 month subscriber. Yeah, that's sort of, I get the subscriber 1, that makes sense here. Here though, it's like not showing. It's weird the way it is showing. Okay. I don't know. It still does, it starts with 1 maybe, but that doesn't make sense. I had like 38 on mine. I don't know. There must be different types of badges, subscriber badges. And so this is probably the type of subscriber badge. I don't know. Okay, so we have a client nonce. Nonce is a really interesting security thing where basically it just makes up a number and sends it to, well, the client sends it. So like my client is making up this number and sending it to the server, and the server is sending it back to us. It'll be different every single time. Here's the color that you've set. We should set that up here. So we want a color. Now, I don't know if it'd be best to have a color like this, or if I want to turn this into like an RGB. This is hex, right? Let's do like color hex. String. And let's see if we can get color RGB out of this, like converting this, which I'm not completely sure how I could do. Let's see. Firefox. Stacking, good morning. I think most of the time nonces are actually sequential. They shouldn't be. Like I read the documentation for it. It's supposed to like not be guessable. So if they are, that's a problem. Like the entire point is to make sure that you weren't hit by a man-in-the-middle attack. They can only be used once, so you can't replay attack them. Yes, that's true. But like if something can guess it. Lord Mistay, good morning, hello. Alright, we're going to crates. And I want to see if there's anything where like any color. That doesn't seem what I want. I need like a color converter. A Rust converter to transform CSS colors? Maybe. Okay, so you don't suggest, you don't support hacks. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. The subscriber tag, the number after slash will be the equal month badge, since there can be so many. That still doesn't make sense though, because like theoretically I get the subscriber badge for my own channel, obviously, but that doesn't make that much sense. Okay, so this crate isn't helpful. I wonder if there's like a hex. Encoding, decoding data from hex. I don't know if this will work. What am I looking for? So I have this color here, which is like the CSS hex. And I want to turn this into like RGB. And so I think it's like 2E is the red, 8P is the green, and 5.7 is the blue. Yeah, I think that's what it is, but I need to like convert it. So like if I hand like 2E, but I need something to convert hex, and I don't know if this would work. So if I do hex decode and hand it like just 2, will I get like a different number? And Lord, you redeemed desk mode. Is there a reason you can't remove the hash, then parse it to an int and do some bit shifts to get the RGB value? Besides that I don't know it? Maybe? I don't know. I've not done that. I've not done bit shifting before, so maybe that's probably the reason why I don't even think about it. Oh, can I do like hex to RGB? In meanwhile, Lord, you changed the desk mode, or you suggested I change the desk mode. For obvious reasons, I have not set this up to automatically switch the desk mode. That will burn out the motor. So once per stream. Color conversions. Convert to from various color representations. Not used very many times. That having a disk randomly lift in the middle of working would suck. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's take a look at you. Oh, it has like full documentation. Well, okay. I see shuffle there, but... Okay, so here we have hex. RGB. So theoretically we could do hex to RGB. Bit shifts are pretty simple to understand. If you look at the binary representation of the number, then every digit moves over by the given amount of places. That means because binary is base 2, 1 is equivalent to x divided by 2. Then it would be divided by 8 for hex. Is that right? So to move everything over by 8? In the meantime, I think this might do it. Let's try this. So you're gonna be a string. I assume it outputs strings, but we'll find out. Okay, so then in here, you can't have dashes in your name, so... Oh, it's just HSLUV. Huh, interesting, okay. You like changed... They changed their name, probably. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so we be able to do like oh, you convert it to its own proprietary format, and then you can switch it over to like RGB. Or there's this RGB to hex. I could probably get like hex to RGB. Hex to HL, okay. I don't see that as an option here. Let's see. So pretty much the only thing you need is some simple math and something to parse a string of a hex number, which is probably built into Rust. This means to get the green color channel, you only need to do hex. It's greater than greater 8, %8 if you're not mistaken. It's multiplying and not dividing. Sure, that's the name of the crate? No. Like, so this one is actually like, this makes sense to me from here. But the documentation says something else. Which I'm guessing like it probably is, like this probably isn't really ready to go because they have a dash in their name. I'm not sure exactly how to use it. Yeah, I mean, so looks here. Let's see how it converts. Converts hlove to hex. Hex. Convert RGB to hex. Okay, convert hex to RGB. Let's make this bigger. Yeah, I know. Could just borrow this code. Maybe exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, so hex to RGB takes in reference to a string, returns 3 F64s. That's good to know. Let hex, so raw hex, trim. Okay, so we remove the beginning hash. If the length is not 6, then print, okay, not a hex string. And return black. Okay, so I like how like they return a color no matter what. Or they could have returned a result and like error. New chunks, hex as bytes. Okay, so we turn these into bytes of 2, so we get like the 2 numbers each. Then red is going to be an I64 from string radix. From UTF, chunks, unwrap, unwrap, unwrap. 16, okay. So is this just converting it from... He cuts the string up to 3 parts, then parses them into a number individually, probably slower than what I suggested. Yeah, but like slow in this case is probably still fast enough. Like, and then convert it into F64s. Interesting. Parsing 1 number doing math is faster than parsing 3 numbers. Yeah, but in the end, does it, if it's fast enough, does it matter? That entire premature optimization thing. Okay, so that hex, raw hex, trim start matches. Let's try this and putting this in here. So I guess this could actually be implemented inside. Just gonna do a function, hex to RGB, Tab you in. Well, so the point of having them be floats might be like how I want to use them elsewhere. But yeah, like because he's bringing them from I64s, there is no chance for them to be floats, which is that is interesting. I'm guessing that the author needed them to be floats for some reason, but yeah, we can just do them as I64s. So okay, hex to RGB. I will give attribution. That. How huge of a number is I64? I think there's a way to actually see what that number is. Yeah, like I don't know why they can't be that. Let's see. There's the Rust Playgrounds. Played at Rust Lang. Just reset this. Is there a way to like reset these? Not really. It'd be nice if I could just like one click and like, brand new one. Oh, stacking to the 64th. Right, that makes sense. If you want to see what any of them are, I think there is a method for like the max number, I think. So I think it's something like I64 like max value. I don't remember. Oh, it's like a constant on there, and I don't remember what the constant is, and that it's an actual value, so you don't have to like do the calculation yourself. But there's no autocomplete here, so I don't remember the exact one. But yeah, stacking you definitely to give the answer right here. All right, so you write your version of this code quickly. Cool. Yeah, I don't. This doesn't need to be. You're right. This could be I8s, Y8s, I8s, and can it even be negative? It can be U8, can't it? Oh yeah, you actually said U8. U8. All right, so hex. Trim start matches. So trim this out. You become just zeros. Let me chunks. Hex as bytes, chunk size 2. Okay, so then we grab red out. And so we want you to be U8. String radix from UTF-8. No function or associate item from UTF-8. Found for type string. Okay, so string from UTF-8. So it doesn't find that. Chunks next. Do I have to pull this in? Interesting. Chunks at next and wrap, and then radix 16. And then we return this. Okay, red unwrap or 0 as U8. divided by that. Okay, so then everything is happy except this. Now, if I try to use this, so let our color hex we already have. So color hex equals raw message data. Wait, it's not data. UTF has Unicode, so unwrapping Unicode in U8 might not work. Well, it's actually suggesting that there's no function or associate item for type stir. So it's, I don't even know if it's taking into account the context here yet. At least the error message, that's what I'm reading here, is it's just saying, hey, from UTF-8 is not on stir. And we want color. Okay, so we get the raw message color. Oh, this is an option color, right? Because you could have none. Ooh, okay. So I want to pull in. I want to essentially do an if let here. If let sum raw color equals color message like this. Okay, so if we find like the color here, then go ahead and return the raw color, but else, if there's nothing at all, I want to return, I think black to stay consistent with this one. So that's 0, 0, 0, 0, I think. 0. Like that. Oh, and dot to owned, just to make it a string. Wait, so you're... Oh, some raw color is a color type. Wait a second. What? Oh, I can just get it from this. There's an RGB in here. So hold on. Twitch color. Try from color. Okay, where's the... I'm curious how you're storing these. That's all commented out. Okay. So I could theoretically do color.rgb. So hold on, let's not even have a raw color hex. I mean, maybe it would be nice, but if I just have a color RGB that's this string, can I do this? If the color is here, I want color RGB equals raw color dot RGB. Else. So it needs an else. Having the if part makes no sense. I enjoy how swift you only need the else in the if let statement. I don't need the if part? UTF has Unicode, so unwrapping Unicode and UF. Yeah, oh, okay, read that one before. Viable clan member, good morning. Well, because it's an option coming out. So that gives me the color, and then I want the RGB. The RGB is itself a data type. Excuse me, got away from the mic in time. Let's see. There's a format that's display. I found that there's an RGB like type directly on the color object from Twitch. So the Twitch chat actually has all this stuff from us. So I think it works. Color can be converted into an RGB, let RGB. Yeah, but it's gonna be a type RGB now. Now I want to get the actual string, or like get the actual values from it. So how is it stored? These are just color. Where's RGB? Where's the struct RGB? Okay, struct RGB, it's a tuple pub u8, pub u8, pub u8. Okay. So if I want to convert this to just, let's not do this. Okay, let's actually make this not a string. I think that makes sense. We can make this be a tuple of like u8, u8, u8. Then in here, it's going to be raw color dot RGB dot 0. Raw color dot RGB dot 1 dot 2. Okay, so that gives me all those three out. And then else, we want to return essentially 0, 0, 0. Okay, and we'll have this. So that gives us a color. So then color RGB comes out here, and it gets sent away. So if I rerun this, I should get the color of each chat message in RGB in a tuple, which means I don't need this thing at all because it already exists for us. So if I do our test, here's our color. 01280 for my green. So that's okay, that's perfect. That has exactly what we need then. Excellent. Lord, I'd have links turned off, but you can private message me and I'll be able to get that, or whisper me. And I'll switch over to the site that we'll be able to see that. There it goes. Let's see, to paste bin. move over here. Okay, so hex to RGB, remove the hash at the start, so we trim the beginning, parse it as a hex number, so U32 from string radix, hex, and base 16. Integer overflows, works in our favor here to eventually do the module for us, bit shifts to extract, so here we're returning, then we have our hex number. So is this the bit shift symbol? And it's bit shifting 16 of them to the right. And then converting it back to U8. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that that was the bit shift in the symbol. And so if we go to play.rust lang.org, throw this in here. We can then call, let's see, debug hex to RGB, and we're going to pass it the string, which would be something like hash 121212. And let's run this, and we get 18, 18, 18. Perfect. This is pretty nice. Just to keep this around for this, although the math has apparently already been done by the library itself, so we don't need to do it again. I'm going to keep this inside of here though to document that, Lord, you gave it to me. So where is that? In chat message here. I'm going to put this in. Let's see. Provided by Twitch /Lord MSDE. Uses bit shifting to convert a hex number to RGB. The library seems to use a less efficient solution with strings instead of math, if I understood it correctly. Although the big thing here is it's already done the calculation for me at the beginning, so it's already there. So just grabbing it out is it's still going to be more efficient because it's all I can't not do this conversion, if that makes sense. I'm just reaching in and grabbing the values that already are there. So that gives me the RGB numbers. What would be next? The display name, I have that, right? I have all lowercase. Probably the... Am I turning it lowercase? Name is .name to owned. Okay, I want the display name is probably what really is important here. Why are you not the right color? Display name equals, what is it going to be? Raw message dot display name. Okay, so it's giving me an option string, so it's going to be another iflet. So iflet sum. Display name equals raw message display name. And then we're gonna just take ownership of this to owned. Now we have to do some like else. So this will be like a no name. So whoever you are, you become a no name if you don't have a display name. Or maybe it would be best to actually make this an option. And that way we could use the name. Okay, that way something else will use the name. That makes more sense. So we could have an option with a string inside. So all I'm doing right here is I'm just converting this to a, so if let, we're gonna do a sum with a display name dot to owned. So to convert that into a string, and then here we're just gonna do a none. Which means I don't need an else because it's already a none, like that. Oh, I do need an else. Okay, never mind. Return a none. Yeah, it won't auto figure that out. Let's see. Color RGB. Color RGB, and then display name. Shouldn't that color let's see. The RC in the backend only supports lowercase names, and the capitalization is handled by Twitch itself. So getting it would require some extra API calls. Oh, okay. So it's basically I'm always going to get lowercase. Interesting. Not like the end of the world. Shouldn't that color RGB be if let be failing since it's no longer an option? I think maybe the question mark operator can help you avoiding the else. But I think the problem was I do want it to be a none here. And so what it was saying was, hey, if you do this to like convert this over into an option, and actually, you know what? I bet there's something else that I could do here. Can I do raw message dot display name? Is there like a dot map? Oh, I can. Okay. I can do this. So we're gonna do a raw message dot display name dot map, and so this is going to be our name essentially, and then I want to do a name dot to owned, and that's our conversion for the option itself. And I think this we can do the same thing here, where we can say raw message dot color dot map applies a function to the contained value or returns the provided default. Okay, so that's what I want. So the default operator is going to be 0, 0, 0. And then our function is going to be our this color, and I want color.rgb dot can I just do that? No, because that returns an RGB type and I need to extract this out. So grab this color RGB dot 0, copy you 1, 2. Okay, this works. We're now we're getting the color out, and so we're using the map to actually figure this out. All right, that is so much nicer looking. What does the question mark operator do? In stacking, you answer that. The question mark just bubbles the result to the calling function. Yeah, so if it's like a result type, which is an error essentially, or an okay, it's okay, it bubbles it up as long as I return a compatible result. And I was getting an option and not a result, but I think this map is so much better. And I forgot that you can map through options, which is nice. Question mark works with option. I don't know if I've tried that. That would be pretty cool. And also, good morning, physics. Is question mark a trait that can be implemented? It is the try operator. So it's essentially a try catch almost from other languages. Let's see if I'm using it. I'm not using it anywhere in this file, but the next time I use it, I will. I'll show it off. Right now, I don't have anything that I'm like really needing to deal with. And I'm using these options in order to convert them, like to change them and like mutate them. I guess I'm not mutating them directly. I'm just sort of converting them over and then storing them away. I don't know why these colors have changed. Let me try restarting our Rust Analyzer. Oh, completely failed. Cool. Okay, and now our colors are back. Excellent. Okay, so continuing on. We have color, we have the display name now. Emotes. Is this the emotes that you have access to, or emotes that were used in chat? Do I have emotes? Can I do... Here, Stream of Pride has... Here's a heart one. Let's do this one. Send that out. Oh, okay, emotes. So emote sends like what that emote was. Oh, it also tells me if it was an emote only. I didn't even notice that was an option. No. Why would you do this? I guess that's display. It's part of like its display. It only shows it if it needs it. But like emote only should be 0. That means if emote only is here, it's always a 1. But okay, emotes. I can now see the emotes that are part of this message. And then I guess like that's also... Oh, interesting. So I see this. The emotes shows this here, but it's not the same. That's a little bit disappointing. So like the data converted over... I guess that's what it did send. I send like this literal string. Flags, don't know what that is. The idea of the message. If I'm a mod, I guess. Room ID is probably the chat room that we're in. If I'm a subscriber. So let's do if I'm a subscriber next. So, let's see. Subscriber should be a Boolean. Okay, so my guess is, let's try this, raw message, is subscriber, oh, gives me a Boolean right there, perfect. There that goes. The timestamp of when the message was sent, turbo, whatever that means, And then the user ID, which I don't think I need to use, and then user type. Implementing question mark as a trait is not yet stable, referred to as try trait. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, but I think this is the basic chat information that we can get out, and so we get the actual like text here, and then whatever is dealing with it can like deal with it at that time. So that's good. Let's go ahead. All of you are okay. I'm not using you, so let's go ahead and get rid of you. And send you on up. Sending more data via, via the chat message. Push that up. All right, I think that means that we're pretty much done. We need to clean it up and then test it out. So let's see. Playgrounds, I'm not worried about testing, but let's test through the Twitchchat wrapper. Let's also maybe like remove this. Although this is also like part of the playgrounds of like how the send works. So maybe I'll just keep that. So we'll start with library here. Is the drop game also written in Rust? So no, the drop game you see right now on the screen, right here, that is not written in Rust. It's written in P5.js as an overlay, as a web overlay. But let's see. Bear Duda. I always have to remember because like Bear also had another name before. Bear is rewriting it in Rust and GGEZ, and there's a pull request on that on the repo that is sort of like he's been adding to. And so if you go to the previous link, you can like then go search through and probably find the drop game and see that. I don't know if you can see the pull request, but you should be able to. But okay, let's see. Pubmod, chat message. Then we use the chat message here. Use error results. Using our sender and receiver. Let's see, clean that up a little bit. All right, I kind of like having my mods up top. There you go. Okay, so here's our run function. So receive for chat. So these are the channels to receive in and like then to send the messages out. We're turning this result that has nothing in it. Okay, so here's where we're using a question mark. Let's see. .env, so load up the environment variable, like load up the .env file so that way I can see the environment variables. And then grab a user config, and so like create this user config. It's gonna return this result type with an error in it. And the error is like, it implements a trait, which is error. And so it's like a standardized error essentially. The question mark is saying if there's an error, instead of crashing the program, return that error as part of this result here. So it just exits out of this function instead of crashing the program. So we're gonna do that both for here, and I think the question mark here is because it's reaching into the environment variables, and so that's what's happening. Yeah, it's a really cool try trait / operator. It's a try operator. Okay, so we create our bot. We're gonna run this bot in the executor, so small. Run, and then we pass it this bot that run. Okay, so then the function that we use, because run returns a future, and we await that, and then small actually just runs that for reals. And then we return whatever small returns, which is a future, I believe. And we can see that, I guess it's nothing right here. Oh, it must be an okay. It returns an okay. Okay, so some helpers. So get the environment variables, takes in the key, and returns a result with a string in it. So we attempt to get my variable from this. If there's an error, return the error out. Otherwise, okay this. Channels to join. Okay, so this returns a vector. So theoretically, I can put a whole bunch of channels in and have my bot watching like a whole bunch of them, which might be interesting in like a game where there could be like multiple channels fighting against each other through their own chat messages. That could be interesting. So let's see, get the environment variable Twitch channel, do its fun things here, collect them into a vector and return it, get user config, same exact thing. So create the config using the user builder account, put in the name of the account and the OAuth token, and enable all capabilities, and then build it and return it. Okay, so this is now a little bit simpler and nicer to look at. Let's see. So after the main library, we go to bot. Okay, I want to, there. I'm not used to manually running the refactoring thing. I really like it when it auto does it for me. Okay, so these are fine. Obstruct. Okay, so we create our bot here, which is, notice that there's nothing here for it to do. It's just a bunch of, there's no data on it. It's just a struct that we're using to hold a bunch of, well, I guess 2 functions. So we have run on it. Which these all do their stuff. We have our connector. Now, I don't think we need all these print lines in here. Maybe we can do like a print line of like joining some channel as like sort of a nice thing to know that it's like actually joining the channel. Or do we want to like actually send out to the channel that, hey, we've joined it? That might be better. Like what if instead of doing this, we run it to join that, we then do our main loop. Okay, That sounds a bit spammy. You just print it to the console. Okay. Yeah, I could see both. If it only connects once, like when it first starts, but like if it's oh, you know what? It makes more, I think it makes more sense to not worry about this here. And it doesn't send a message. Somebody else sends the message on its behalf. Right, it just receives the message and it says like, hey, you're ready, you're good to go now. Does the Rust analyzer slapping the types in random places like that in that for statement ever throw you off? It does. It's taking me like more time. It took me definitely more time to get used to it. So like, for example, you're talking about this for loop, right? So it's showing me that this channel is now a reference to a string based upon like what's happening in a for loop. So it's in some ways it's nice, and in some ways it's really annoying. Lord, you're used to that because you always have that on when coding in Kotlin. You should also turn on in Rust. Yeah, it's a Rust analyzer that gives you that, not RLS. Okay, so we have our main loop, we take in self, our runner, messages for chat. So here's our channels. We create our writer to the chat. We have our quit handle, which I don't think that we're doing anything with it. Then we create a thread. So we spawn a thread, we move into it, and we return a result from it. We're going to infinite loop and check our channels for any messages. If there is a message, I don't need to like print that out. Instead, we're going to create the private message. Now this is sending to this channel. So really what I want to do is send it to all the channels. So what I really want to do is send a message to all the channels we are listening to. With the message here. Okay, so do I have access to the channels? I have channels right here. I'm not receiving it here, so I can definitely change that. So rest in channels. All right, so that's because you seem to be an array. How are you okay? Oh, because it's an array slice. That's why, of the full thing. I don't have to tell it a size. So then you channels gets passed in there, and so then inside of here we want to loop through the channels. So for channel in channels, we create our message, and so this is going to be the channel, and then the message. Then we're going to block on this until it's done, but it's in a thread, so that's fine. And then we're going to send out what that message is to the Twitch channel. Okay, so that should be fine there. Now you cannot infer an appropriate lifetime is captured here. So I wonder if that's because I have this move here and I have a reference for this. Can can I shadow this and clone it at the same time? I don't think I can. So channels, let's do that channels equals channels.clone. Oh, okay, hold on. That's what it's trying to do here. I think it's trying to clone it automatically, moving inside of here because it's in a thread. So it's saying, hey, it needs cannot infer an appropriate lifetime. We can give it a lifetime. Where is that? Is that here? What's the syntax for lifetimes again? Found reference. I don't think it's that, is it? Maybe it is. Okay, cannot infer an appropriate lifetime is captured here. And so then the return result, well, there's no lifetime. We're like consuming it, it's going away. Ooh, wait, on line 41, when I move, required to be static by this. And 37, So I kind of want to convert this. Okay, so hold on. Channels, I kind of want to like convert this over. Wait, can I do this at like not try to own this and like get a reference to it? No, that won't make you happy. Okay, the size for this type cannot be known at compilation time. Right, okay, so that's what I was thinking, that it can't be. Oh wait, I want you to be a reference. And I don't want to destructure you, because that. Oh wait, can I iterate into iterator? Just iter. Stacking, you hate lifetime annotations. You can safely say you still don't understand it. They're getting better too, because I haven't needed to like do this for a very long time. And I'm trying to avoid doing it because all of the people that like I look up to in the Rust world are saying, if you have to use a lifetime, there's probably a better way. Even if you have to clone or do something, just do that first and don't try to go into like the lifetime route until it's like actually slowing you down in reality, and you really need to for like programming speed. So I guess we could clone our channels here. If I clone you, the problem is we still don't know what size it is for me to like define what this is. So I kind of want to turn this like into a vector. Can I do into a vector of strings? Good morning, Chantilly. Okay, so then you non-primitive cast to reference as strings, and as expression can only be used to convert between primitive types. Okay, so not that. I wonder if I can use a from for it. But let's actually like even question, can I use this? So we have the bot run here. And so in our main library, when we're using bot run, we're passing a reference to the channels. The channels is a vector of a string here. So hold on. It's a reference to the vector of strings. Let's come down here and change you to channels is a reference to a vec of string. Let's say we go back to here. Channels is a reference to a vector with string. And then we just use you as normal. Emilgardis, good morning. Okay, now you, okay, so still a lifetime problem because I'm using this channels down here, but I wonder now if I can clone it. Which would allow me to take ownership of it because it's like a full thing. And now I own it. So it's maybe like using a little bit of extra memory, except I shouldn't be having too many channels. Use 2vec on slices. Really? I could do that instead of clone? Let's try it. 2vec. Oh, I can. What does that do? Copy self into a new vector. Okay, so it's very similar to like clone. It's taking whatever the slices we have and turning them into like a full vector of owned things. Okay, so that gives me my vector of strings, and now I can move that safely into the thread and use that in here. Okay, so perfect. And then it's obvious what we're doing in here. We're looping through all of the channels. We're creating a message, and then we're sending that message. Then we have our infinite loop. Run our next message. So when we receive a message, we get, I want to change this variable name to, this is a, I'll call this like a raw message. And send that on through. If we're stopping, we end. And if the message is anything else, we continue. Like if it's just a message that's not an all commands, I kind of wonder what we can get here. Hold on. If I do multi-line with this, let's debug take in you other message. Let's debug other message, and then we'll continue. Okay, so save you. Let's see. Out of scope for this section, but I think we should be able to avoid spawning a task for our main loop by using try recv instead of the blocking recv. I was trying to do that initially. And like it wasn't working, but maybe that was something else. That was causing me to like. Oh, I think it might be this. This blocks on loop. I think so. This blocks on loop. Yes, I am using the new Twitchchat Twitchchat crate. Oh, are you making this with Museum? That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm using this. I really love it. It reminds me a lot of the TMI Node.js sort of I guess module that you can get from npm. Super nice. And what we've done is I've created this wrapper that I could drop in and then use. So if we look at our playgrounds here, I can just pull in my Twitchchat wrapper and create a thread and run it. And that way it just suddenly gets all of the Twitchchat messages and sends them over to me. So now I can create like games and other things and get Twitchchat integration into them really easily. And it's pretty nice. So if we want to sort of see what these are, because I'm curious, and I haven't looked at that part of the documentation. Let's go ahead and rerun this. Oh, okay. I'm getting all this other information. Am I getting it every frame? No, every message. Okay, so if I send, it's every message that the IRC server sends. Okay. But you can see here now, I've, this is the chat message that I'm sort of like taking the tags that are being created by that and then wrapping into my own struct here and sending that along so I can get the RGB of the name. And okay, yeah, so here I can see the join messages. But if I remember correctly, the joins are not... The joins are not reliable, right? Are the joins from yeah, they're not reliable because they may not happen. I remember like reading about that. Joins are on a random timer. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. But all right, so that's interesting. I don't think I need anything else with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of you. Come on. Run this. What is the thing to run to like auto refactor the code, like to clean up the code? Formats. Shift Alt F. That's what I thought I was doing. All right, I guess it's good. So we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna underscore that because we don't really care about it. And then we continue on. We've done, so we're out of here. You have no clue why Twitch thinks joins should be random, but they do. Basically, if there's over 500 users in Twitch channel, you won't get all of them. And also sometimes users who join don't trigger a join. Users that leave don't trigger a leave. Yeah, I've heard about that in some of the other, like the chat things. Let's see. Emil, what's your interface for that? Send a message. I'll be happy to look at that for the next one. Let's see. And then the final thing to look at here is in our chat message. Compose you. Okay, so we were bringing in priv message just for the type. We have our chat message, which is just returning this stuff. We create a new one, take in a raw message, and then I don't need this debug here anymore. Extract out everything that we need out of here, and then just return this chat message. And then we're converting some of these options to default values, so we just know what they are. So that way, if like color doesn't exist, we're turning it into black for right now, but maybe later we want to turn it to white. I don't know. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then Lord MSTZ gave us like a hex to RGB, except we discovered that there already was a hex to RGB inside of the proof message, so we're just using that one instead, but we're storing this one here because Lord helped out. And that's our wrapper. So I think next time I want to make like a little experience to sort of use this dog fooded essentially. Although it is really just for me, and to sort of see how it works. Oh right, I have our links off. User request, which is Tokyo. You have a working runtime agnostic, one on Git, but needs to be unpublished stuff. And then if I remember correctly, I was looking at crates. And because I saw Twitch Helix here, and that was looking at like, I was wondering if that was one that would work for us. Twitch API 2, that one sucks. Okay. Twitch API. Two. This is yours, Emil Gardstrom. Am I even close with pronouncing that correctly? I would assume not. Almost. Oh, okay. All right. Not much documentation showing here, but do you have documentation? Let's see, in the repository. Oh, smiley face. Don't see any examples. Oh no, here's examples. Okay. I can then use this. And is this going to send me back information as it happens? We'll play around with this. We'll play around and check it out when we get to the other parts, because I do eventually want to have like some kind of thing happen whenever like somebody follows, for example, or subscribes. And that's going to, like, this could help with that. So like the chat messages are the first thing that I can do. Please note the published one uses Tokyo right now. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Tokyo, so we'll see how that ends up working. But this is good to know. So I wish there was a way for me to I'll just star this to try to remember it. And we'll, you know what I can do? Put this in the README of maybe like playgrounds. New file, me.md. Let's see. Look at for, what is it? We want to look at for like other events from Twitch. There. For events, you use PubSub. For some reason, I thought that Helix was like the newest one that you could also do with. You could do PubSub with Helix, but maybe I haven't really looked at the Twitch docs for too much. I need a good note-taking app. I have Notion, and I use that personally a lot. I just don't want to open it right now because I don't know which page it would load onto on which screen. So, all right, I think that's good here. And I think we're ready to go now. So I'm going to wind down. Let's see, everything is set up here. Let's close all of you. Oh, I quit out. That turned off the highlighting codes. Cleaned up the code. Bit. And push up. You've gotten so much better at taking notes at work. It really helps. Oh yeah, like at work, we have a paid Notion at work, which is really nice. I'm able to use that all the time there. Especially with the team, I have like a team wiki, and we use that everywhere. Okay, so I have all the code. If you want to go take a look at this, it's under Bang Repo, so you can look at that there. I've updated this for the 2 different shows that we're doing because on weekdays we're doing this, this sort of like these tool streams in the morning before I head off to work, and then on Sundays I'm doing a new tutorial Sundays thing. So I have links up there. And so I think I'm going to just call this as the end of this, like maybe version 1 of this project. I wasn't planning on necessarily uploading this over to crates, but if any of you like really think that I could definitely do that. Otherwise, I'll just probably use GitHub to host it. That's latest stuff is set up there. So I'm going to switch over to the ending screen. And I think that's going to be it. So anyways, thank you everybody for stopping by and watching. I've got to run to stand up really quickly. So I'll be back here tomorrow morning for figuring out, like testing this out with an actual little experience. So with that, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.